Hey, it's Central Valley Talk. I'm your host, Steve Walling. My guest for this segment is Reverend Raygan Baker. Reverend, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me on.
Welcome to Fresno. You are the new pastor of the First Congregational Church, commonly known in the area here as the Big Red Church.
Yeah.
How exciting!
Yeah,
This is good.
Absolutely.
So, tell me, your journey. How did you get from wherever you were to here?
Well, in looking at my next steps in ministry and kind of what I was growing into, I was looking for the most exciting ministry setting I could find, and I think I found it in the Big Red Church.
I think you may have.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
So, from a small town called Manson, Washington, in the eastern half of Washington State.
Mm-hmm.
Small farming town,
Yeah.
a lot of apple orchards, and
Washington apples. Come on now. We got those, right?
yeah.
So you get a lot of agriculture up there, and you come down to an agriculture here. When did you first feel a calling?
Toward ministry in general?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Actually, when I was in college.
Yeah?
And it was really just kind of realizing how urgent the task of ministry is. I attended Seattle Pacific University,
Okay.
where everyone takes some like Bible and theology classes just
Right.
as a part of their general education requirements.
Mm-hmm.
And as I saw the overlap between what I didn't expect to, but really enjoyed studying, and then the questions and the crises my friends were going through, and then bringing to me to discuss, I saw this overlap and had this, well, we're on the air, so oh crap moment.
Okay.
Like, I need to think about ministry, because I started to see how this stuff, how we read the Bible, how we think about theology really matters for how people live their lives.
Matters a lot.
Yeah.
And so, all right, where'd you do your seminary at?
So Duke University.
At Duke?
Yeah. So
Awesome
go Blue
place,
Devils. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And from Duke?
So from Duke, I stayed around in the area a little bit longer while I was finishing up kind of my ordination process. Worked at United Church of Chapel Hill for a little
Right.
while. And from there went to Evansville, Indiana. Worked at Bethel United Church of Christ there, especially focused with their children, youth, and young adult ministries.
Uh-huh.
Was there for a little over 3 years until I
This opened up.
got the call to come to Fresno.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to Fresno. Welcome to the Big Red Church.
Thank you.
And we got some exciting things going on.
Yeah.
As I mentioned before we went on the air, the interim pastor, has been on the show a couple of times, and you got some big shoes to fill.
Oh, I know.
But I think you'll do just fine.
Well, thank you.
That's why you're called here. Yeah. So, all right. First off, let's talk about the church itself.
Yeah.
How do you and where do you see it in its role here in our community now?
Well, actually, one of the things I really loved and got really excited about with the church was just how much a part of the community it already is.
Uh-huh.
It was actually when I was doing my first tour of the church, and they told me all the different groups that use different spaces, and some for-profit and non-profit organizations that rent our space or use it for very low rate just to cover our bills, but
Right.
Outreach type organizations and social justice type organizations that use our space. And when they said that we think of our fellowship hall as the community's living room, I was like, that's exactly what we're supposed to be.
There you go.
So
okay. How long now have you been here?
So about a month.
Been here about a month.
Yeah.
So this really is a welcome.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
I'm glad to have you on the show. I want to talk about a couple of things that we got. You gave me this list, and lists are important. So, no, let's go through this about the church opening and affirming.
Yeah.
Yeah, talk about that.
Well, that was one of the other things I got really excited about with the church. That means open and affirming is a designation within our denomination, the
Right.
United Church of Christ, that we actually got in 1996. So in 1996, the church decided that, gay, straight, trans, whatever letter of the LGBT alphabet you are, you're welcome in the church and in the full life of the church.
The church is open to any child of God.
Yep.
Period.
Any child of God, just as they are, not there to change you, but to embrace you how you are and foster your relationship with God as you are. So,
Dynamite.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, next thing we got is experience of worship, especially music. So you got a musical background, or?
Oh, I don't.
No?
But many, many people in the church do.
They do, don't they?
It's
They got some pretty awesome music stuff.
They
going
really
on.
do. Worship is really, it's not a performance, but it really is an experience on Sunday mornings.
It's one of those things that, sound is a vibration. And when you get really good music, At this point, I'm talking about any kind of really good.
Yeah.
You can't help but feel it in your entire being.
Yeah.
But if you got really good spiritual music,
Yeah.
it just kind of puts a cap on it, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And we have a beautiful Cassavant organ that really does it.
It rocks, huh?
You hear it, but you also feel it too.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, and let's see here. We got building off of our relationship in the community in the tower. And you said earlier,
Yeah.
the Big Red Church has a very solid relationship with the community here in the tower.
Absolutely. Yeah. We love that we're in the tower district, and we love our relationships with our neighbors, with our
long-standing
businesses,
history of being very solid here, supporting the community in so many different ways.
Yeah.
And open and affirming is a great affirmation for just what the Big Red Church
and
is.
it's knowing too that we know we've been well supported by the community as well, and we love that mutual relationship. It's not, it's not a one-sided. It's a give and take.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. We got great children's and youth programs, right?
Yeah, they're great and growing.
Yeah. And opportunities for hands-on mission and social justice work. So tell us about it.
Well, one of the things, a little over a year ago, one of our members really felt a calling to feed the hungry and feed the hungry right around us. And that led to the opening of the Big Red Food Pantry. And it's only grown since then. So,
what is the Big Red Food? So let's talk about that for a minute.
So at the church we have a food pantry. And it's a little bit larger than a pantry. But anyone can come in. We don't need any of your personal information. If you need some food, we have some food.
Great.
And so during most of the hours that I'm there, love to have people come in and get the food that they need.
And by the way, what hours are you there?
So, well, it depends on the day.
Okay.
If I ever have 2 days that are similar, I'll tell you.
All right.
But general working hours, or people are welcome to call ahead and make sure I'm there. And,
cool. All right.
But we also do. Then the last Friday of every month, we do a free food Friday distribution.
Do you?
And that's we get a bunch of extra food from the Central Valley Food Bank. And we start at 10 a.m. and we give away as much food as we can until we run out.
Now, do you do that on premises there at the Big Red Church?
Yep, right out of our fellowship hall.
Right out of your fellowship hall.
Yep.
What a great community service that is.
And that's, it's... hunger is such a fundamental need, and it's such a need
And truth
here.
be told, the location of the tower and its nearness to downtown and a lot of the homeless issues and stuff going on, there's a great need. And not just homeless, but there's people here that are still kind of struggling to make ends meet. And being able to have that as a resource.
Well, and we hope we're also breaking down the stigma of needing a little helping hand every once in a while. You never know why someone needs a bag of food or needs a little bit of help, and we don't ask questions. We don't question the car you drive up in. We just hand out food.
Well, excellent. So we got some events coming up here, and I wanted to get through these. So we've got Cabaret, September 7th at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
What is the Cabaret? Tell us.
So it's a wonderful evening. It's also a fundraiser where all of the funds go to actually support our food pantry.
Okay.
And so for $50, you get a wonderful 4-course meal. There's entertainment there. We have live music and singing, as well as a silent auction. We had our first one last year. It was wonderful, raised a lot of money for the food pantry, and so really looking forward to doing it again.
So we're going to do that, and this is going to be your first.
It's going to be my first one,
and you're going to be there?
I am going to be there.
You're going to be the MC for the night?
I am not.
You're not.
I'm going to be enjoying. So
there you go. Well, that's good. So if you're in the community, and listen, a couple things. One, you can help by buying a ticket and going and have great community and stuff like that. But you can also just buy a ticket and give it to somebody if you can't go, so that you can help them out. So I want to encourage you, because they do a lot I know the Big Red Church, and they do a lot of really good work here. And anything we as the community can do to give back to them, it's very important. So thank you to the Big Red Church. Thank you to you.
Yeah.
Okay?
Another thing, if you're a business owner and would love to participate in some way, we also do, if you'd like to donate a silent auction item, we would gladly accept that donation and use the funds it raises to support the food pantry away. It's just another way to participate.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Great deal. Okay, now, what's this? Batchtober concert.
That's Bachtober.
Or Bachtober.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for clarifying.
Absolutely.
I was beginning to get a little, okay. Tell us about Bachtober.
So it's it's a concert that we have coming up in October, I think on the 14th. And it's an annual event for us. It's actually free to come and enjoy. It's celebration of Johann Sebastian Bach's organ music and organ writing.
Oh, with that organ you got
and
there?
Performed on our organ by our organist Scott Horton. There is a free will offering involved
Right.
that goes to support the continuing restoration and upkeep of our organ. And so a lot of organizations and universities and people like using the organ, and so we are careful stewards of it and make sure we maintain it.
Cool.
But, yeah.
If you happen to be a Bach aficionado,
or if you're not and want to become.
and there you go.
Yeah.
You took the words right out of my mouth. Okay, and we're going to hit this one here in October. We've got, what's this, Crop Hunger Walk.
Yeah.
Talk to me.
So this is really exciting, and this isn't just us. This is a lot of churches in the area are coming together to work on the Crop Hunger Walk.
Okay.
This is a big fundraiser for Church World Service, which is a big international hunger and disaster relief agency.
Okay.
And it's also not just handing out food, but it's handing out seeds and farming equipment and a lot of helping people help themselves. And
awesome.
It's actually very focused on development and developing capacity besides immediate hunger relief as well. And so
great.
actually about 75% of the funds we raise go to Church World Service. And then a quarter of the funds we raise come back to the Central Valley, or the California Central Valley Food Bank. So it's both, to help with hunger relief internationally and locally. So we're going to get set up on the 20th. We're going to be set up at the Big Red Church. We're going to do a big food giveaway. We're hoping to give away 300 bags of food, or food to about 300 individuals or families. Cool. And then on the 21st, in the afternoon, we're going to do the Crop Hunger Walk itself. We're going to start at BBO's, who's a generous sponsor of the walk itself, and we're going to go up and down Olive, and with many of the organizations in the tower and on Olive supporting us as well.
Cool.
So,
That's really awesome.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to mention now that we've got Christmas concert coming up.
We do.
But you're going to come back and we're going to talk about that. It's early enough now. Just know we got some Christmas stuff coming on. But we got some great things happening there.
It's too early for any of us to plan for Christmas.
Well, that's not what my wife says, but I hear you. Okay. Big Red Church. They got this crazy new pastor. This guy is great. Reverend Raven. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
Raven Barker, right? Baker.
Raygan Baker.
Baker.
Yeah. Thank you so
Raygan
much.
Baker. I'm going to get it. It's Raygan Baker, Big Red Church. Be there. Listen to him. The guy, I can just feel the charisma just coming. It's good.
Thank you so much for having me on.
Thank you for being here.
Of course.
We're going to see you when you come back. We're going to talk about Christmas and other things.
All right. Sounds great.
And I'll see you when we come back. Big Red Church.